Hey guys, welcome to episode number 59 of the Sports Plus Life podcast. My name is Edgar, Mr. AKA Rodriguez, and I actually recorded an episode of the Sports Plus Life podcast 59 originally Thursday, today being Monday, August 3rd. We're in August already, holy shit. Oh my god. We're in August. Which means that football is right around the corner. Everyone's reporting to camp. The question is whether, I was going to say, I recorded an episode of 59 of the Sports Plus Life podcast on Thursday, but I goofed up and bad. And I'm not going to tell you what it was, but I just goofed up. I didn't lose a recording or anything. I recorded it, but it was what I did in the recording. I goofed up. And it was just, so no one's going to see that. You guys might see it. Who knows? I might put out some stupid blooper shit reel on the Sports Plus Life YouTube channel. Maybe throw it up on Instagram at Sports Plus Life or Twitter Sports Plus Life, or on my personal page MRAKACO, Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, I goofed up, guys. But it's all good. We're here today. Episode number 59 of Sports Plus Life podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that. But yeah, football's right around the corner. The issue is there going to be a season? Are we going to have enough people to have a season? Will we finish the season? Still a lot of questions going around on whether or not this can happen. Will there be people in the stands? So many questions, very little answers, because we still have a whole lot of questions to the coronavirus pandemic we got going on right now, or also known as COVID-19, on whether, how far along are we on vaccines? COVID cases are still rising. So still, there's no end in sight for COVID-19 as of right now. I would love more than anything for football to happen, for football to be going on. I love my Sundays. I love fantasy football. I love dealing with fantasy football. But yeah, we still have a lot of questions. And, a lot of people still are very worried about their safety, especially the NFL players, people who are having babies. They're not so much about them, but so much about infecting or harming their family one way or another, which is totally understandable. I think now the total is about 40 NFL players have opted out of the 2020 season, with the deadline of opting out coming up here Thursday or Friday here in a couple of days, in a few days. It's a shame. It's very unfortunate, because we probably could all be in a better place right now if we would have just shut the country down for a week or two, a couple weeks, and just sat at home. Just stayed at home. That's all we got to do. All we had to do was sit our asses down for a couple weeks, and we couldn't even do that. Now we might. Who knows? Football might be in jeopardy. Right now, everyone's planning on still going through with it, but I doubt it. The way things are going, I'm not planning on it. I'm not planning on football finishing. I don't even know if I plan on football even going through, with the season. Definitely with no fans. I doubt there'll be fans. Philly already said that. There's not going to have any fans. The Philadelphia Eagles, people who threw snowballs at Santa Claus, booed Santa Claus. It's just, God, there's just so many questions. So many questions, yet very, very little answers. And who knows? Will NFL adopt what the MLB is doing, what MLS is doing, what the NBA is doing with some sort of bubble? Well, actually, not MLB. I'm sorry, NHL. NHL, they have hub cities. So they have their own little people they're playing with. And their hub cities, I believe, is what they're, there's one in They're in Canada, and then there's another one in. I don't know where they're at. To be honest with you, I should look into it. But the only reason MLS is able to have their tournament, their reset tournament, or their welcome back tournament, or their back to soccer tournament, can't remember what it's called. And NBA is able to do their thing, is because of these bubbles, because they are all kind of housed together, doing their thing. They're not traveling around like MLB, as you see what happened in Major League Baseball with the Marlins. And I think the Cardinals as well just tested positive. A few positive tests. It's also Doug Peterson from the Philadelphia Eagles just tested positive not that long ago. Matt Stafford, amongst others, and Gordon Minshew have been placed on the COVID-19. I don't know what kind of list it is. I can't remember what it's called. So there's still a whole lot, I think NBA, MLS is kind of setting, that, I want to say standard, but, kind of what you need to do in order to have a season or finish out your season. The NFL is very difficult for for the NFL to do something like that. They rely heavily on fans. They rely NFL organizations in general, because there's still, people like, I know there's a company here like in Denver called Argus. People do concessions. People would do the ushers, the ticket scanners. People will go out there and park. People will make their money around the stadium, charge for parking. They get extra money every, fall. There's so much money involved to where I don't think they could afford doing a bubble type thing. How would you even do that with, so many teams? So you have 56, what is it, 56 players, something like that? 56, 58, 60 players. I can't remember. 52 man roster, I think is what it is. Then you have all the coaches, assistant coaches, assistant coaches, and all the personnel. How that is, I just don't see that happening in an NFL. In the NFL, it just, plus you have so many egos. It's different when you have, something like an NBA, you have 10, 12 players, plus the coaching staff, which breaks to another 6, 7 people. And I think that's about it, really. You have trainers and stuff like that, but still keep it to a minimum. Where the NFL is, per team, you're probably looking at a good 80, 90 people you have to look out for. You have to quarantine. You have to bubble in. It's very, very difficult, especially with these expensive stadiums. Just like, Jerry's World, Cowboy Stadium. You also have the one that's supposed to, I think it's called Allegiant, the Raider Stadium just opening up. You'll have the, Los Angeles stadiums coming up here pretty soon. SoFi, I think is what it's called. So there's a lot of money invested in these stadiums that you won't be able to use. There probably won't even be players. Or I'm not sorry, there probably won't even be fans and players. Who knows? Who knows what the timetable is going to look like? I know that one thing that was mentioned, and I'm not 100. I'm on board with it. I'm not 100% sure it'll happen, but canceling the whole NFL season. There's a lot of pros, a lot of cons to that. Obviously, a lot of cons is a lot of people are going to lose out on a lot of money. People who can't afford to be losing out on a lot of this money. Not necessarily just the players as well. So there's going to be players, a lot of personnel, head coaches, assistant coaches who count on these type of checks. Just like I mentioned earlier, the people who work concessions, parking, a lot of restaurants. Like for example, I went to Cardinal Stadium a couple years back, and there's like a mall right next to it. And people just go there, hang out, drink, and then they'll walk to play football. A lot of restaurants there. Stuff like that gets impacted. I know a lot of people will make their money on Sundays and Mondays during that weekend time. It's, God, I wish there was more answers. I wish there was more to go off of, but there really just isn't. Yeah, there's no way to do some sort of bubble. It's probably not going to be any fans. We just need to. I wouldn't mind just canceling it, and it's going to be a good thing also because the players can rest up. Players with injuries, players can rest up. You got the birthday boy, Tom Brady. Today's his birthday. Maybe it wouldn't be a bad thing for him to wait another year, or will it be too much? Or will it be too late? Learning a new system, you get a little bit more time to learn it now. Getting, you want to get in a situation like this, in a time like this, you want to get everything right. Roger Goodell, it's only going to be on someone like Roger Goodell. It's going to be on the owners. And we all know if it's anything like the Major League Baseball, we've seen how owners act. We've seen how owners react, especially in the NFL, how something like this would happen. Owners are going to want to go through with it. Why? Because they're money hungry. That's what it's all going to end up being about, is the money. Ultimately, that's what it's going to be about. Well, it's going to be about, these guys want to make money. Well, you guys have to play because we don't make money, so you guys are going to have to pay. And it's not going to be up to the players because, Roger Goodell, the owners are going to have this decision made and put on them. The Players Association is going to have somewhat to say, but ultimately it's going to be coming up to the owners. And owners are going to be like, yeah, we want to play. We want you guys to play because we need this money. So much to unveil, so much to kind of unpack, unload. So many questions, very, very little answers. I'll be saying that a lot. We'll see. Do I want football to come back? Yes. Will it? I do not know. Training camps are about to start here. We will see. Time will tell. You guys know Uncle Edgar likes to say that. Time will tell. Who knows how the season will even finish, with another second wave coming in October, November-ish. There's not a lot of optimism. Not a lot of, promise for the NFL season, which sucks. I look forward to this every year. But as of right now, you can plan on the football being played every Sunday, at least, but will it finish? Who knows? But yeah, with the Major League Baseball in full swing, Aaron Judge is out here swinging the stick like, never has before. The restart has treated him good. You got the NBA coming back when full strength right now. The Nuggets are playing Oklahoma City Thunder as I am recording this. Go Nuggies. That's why I'm wearing this bad boy, the Nuggets hat. They got twatched by the Miami Heat. But I did watch that game on Saturday. And I don't even know how many times Jimmy Butler went to the line. I don't have I don't have it pulled up. I don't remember how a lot of these guys got to the line. It reminded me very quickly watching that game. A lot of other ones is how, especially like the Dallas Maverick versus the Houston Rockets. It made me realize quickly how I dislike basketball. I'm trying to be grateful that it's on. But when I watch it, though, watch these fouls being called. I'm putting air quotes, fouls being called. And how many times these guys go to the line. It just takes the steam out of it. I don't know. It reminds me that I didn't like basketball like I used to. Although I'm grateful it's on. I'm grateful there's something I could talk about, something I could watch as well. It's still, still very difficult to watch sometimes. Although the new camera views are pretty cool. This could be a plus side moving forward. I mean, you got the new camera views. These camera views you could probably pull off in a lot of areas. Probably not like someone like the older stadiums, like arenas, like MSG or something like that. Maybe the LA Lakers, where everything's just right on top of you already. I like that whole sideline view where the camera's following everybody up and down the court. I think it's pretty cool. A good, retrospect for people who can't usually get that view. You don't have the money to get to the court side to see those type of views. So I think it's really, really cool. Maybe this could be one of those things where, kind of like the XFL. XFL introduced the sky camera where people, obviously you have the camera hanging above in the game, and it just follows everyone around. That got implemented into NFL games. So now that's something they took from XFL into the NFL. So maybe that's something they can go, kind of put out moving forward. But I think it's pretty cool, but who knows? It sounds very difficult to implement, given the the stadiums and how everything's set up. But there is, if you ever look, there's courtside tickets, and then there's like the seating. There's like a little thing right there, but I guess people need to get through. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe something will be put through. They have cameras there anyways. I think they have like, man-made cameras. We have the technology to fucking do small cameras. You don't need these big fucking cameras that people carry around like on their shoulder, like boom boxes and shit. I don't know. I'm just thinking here. I was gonna segue to something. Speaking of XFL, segueing, The Rock and kind of like a group purchased the XFL today, or is going to, or already is in process of doing it. This had me thinking on, well, what would The Rock do? And if a product like this were to fall in anyone else's hands, I'd be like, I don't know. But a product like this that falls into The Rock's hands, if you guys ever noticed, man, everything The Rock touches is gold. Rock does a good job of, turn these projects into something good. We're not talking about the Tooth Fairy, shit like that. We're not talking about, what's the one he has coming out? I can't remember what it's called. Looks really weird. It's The Rock. It's on that jungle cruise, I think is what it's called. Looks pretty weird. I don't know. I don't think I had to go watch that one. Is it out, or is it like was supposed to be out and then got postponed because of all this? I can't remember. But yeah, I wonder what kind of product this will be. I wonder if it'll be, what gets inherited. What kind of trademarks, what kind of names get inherited within that $50 million purchase. I guess we'll see. There's a pandemic, so I don't think it'll be happening anytime soon. Not next year, but I'm sure maybe 2 or 3 years. Maybe next year we'll have a little bit more information. Maybe 2-3 years from now, we'll see another XFL. Given we have a vaccine and there's people on this earth, we will see what happens. But yeah, The Rock is pretty good at, I've said this before, turning chicken shit into chicken salad. That makes sense. Turning something from the bottom and bringing it up. So he's done it with himself before. I.e., that's why he has his company is called $7 Production, because he said he had $7 in his pocket one day, and next day he said he wasn't. He knew one day he was not going to have it anymore. He's going to have more. Wait, hold on. He said I had $7 in my pocket, and I knew one day I'd have more. Something like that. I don't want to mess up his damn quote. Gonna be pretty messed up here. I was gonna talk about how I have notes here. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of notes, but yeah. So I hope football comes back. I hope, for the sake of this country, football comes back, because that's the only time people sit the fuck down is on Sundays. Sundays and Saturdays in the fall, people just sit down and, especially racists, they just stay in their houses and just root for other black guys to do a good job for the team. There's so much wrong with this fucking country. I'm sick of it almost. Still sick of it, dude. There's just so much shit going on here. We're just in a bad state. And I wish, at a snap of the fingers like Thanos, we can just get rid of the racists like that. Which unfortunately is not possible. That's why I would warn you. Usually I tell you at the end of this show. I'm not going to warn you, but I'm going to tell you, advise you to go vote. You need to be. You need to have your voice heard. You need to help make a change. Stuff like this could have been prevented. Could have been at least minimized. Something Barack Obama was preparing for back in 2015 was a pandemic. On came along the guy on the top, our president right now, and here's where we are. I want to say defunding, but like not decluttering, but getting rid of our pandemic group. Is that what it's called? I don't remember. Our pandemic branch. And then we have a pandemic and we don't know how to handle it. Obviously we don't know how to handle it. There's no accountability, within ourselves, within our country. So we need to change that. So you need to go out there and vote, register to vote if you're 18 and over. Make sure you register to vote, and come November, whether it be mail-in, whether it be in person, whatever is going to happen, you're going to vote. Make your voice heard. If you like the way the country is right now, you know where to vote. If you want to make change, you want to make it better, you know where to vote. So I advise you to do that. Just do better for our kids. You guys know Uncle Edgar likes saying that. Let's do better for our kids. And speaking of doing better for our kids, let's we'll see if they go back to school, man. I don't, like I said, you guys might know my story. I have a niece. She'll be going to kindergarten, and it just, I don't know. I don't think a whole lot of kids should be going to school right now. I think you could do it online. Obviously, we've shown it could do it online. But for a lot of people, parents, unfortunately, they need that school. They need to go to work. They need the kids to be at school. Another reason why you should vote. Let's change some shit around here, man. We got to go in a better direction than we're going. We've gone backwards, and it's ridiculous. We'll see. Just do better for our kids, man. Anyways, I'm not gonna go on a rant. I don't want to. I'm not in the mood. I'm not the right one today. But over the weekend, UFC Fight Night Brunson versus Shabazian popped off, and I think there was like 2, maybe 3 fight cancellations, like last second. I know for sure the Ed Herman and Mearshart fight got canceled because Mearshart tested positive for COVID-19 the day of, or that's when the result came in. And then Giles, is it? I can't remember the guy's Giles, and then the other fight, I think it was Giles and whatever the fight was. Holland, if I'm not mistaken, got canceled as well. Literally right before they were about to walk out. Giles passed out, whether it be nervousness or whatever it was. Passed out, fight was called off. I don't know if they got paid or not, man. That's the shitty part about it. I don't know if they got paid. Like I said, these guys have to fight in order to get paid. So I don't know if anyone got paid. I don't know if any of those guys got paid. I know that you also had Joanne Calderwood, Jennifer Maya. I can't remember her name. But Maya, they fought, and then right after the fight, Calderwood kind of passed out. I don't know if she hit her head. I don't have any other information on that. That's scary stuff, man. This is very scary. I think it's the worst night UFC has had within this pandemic. Just last second cancellation fights. Maybe even like a little bit of referee controversy again within that. What's his name? I can't remember. Little referee controversy. And then it's just a whole lot went on. Fight of the night went to Lando Venata and Bobby Green. Pretty good fight. I mean, they both were hitting pretty tough dudes. Bobby Green took the fight. Uncle Edgar went 1-3, I think. What the only pick I got right was the next one was Vicente Luque. Vicente Luque came out and knocked out Bobby Green at the end of the first, end of the second. I can't remember. Just knee him to the face and finish the ground and pound on the ground. Vicente Luque is a problem at 170 pounds. A huge problem for everybody. The dude can fight. Calls out Nate Diaz after the fight. I don't know if it was a money shot. I don't know why you would call Nate Diaz out. Nate Diaz, I remember the last fight he won. You need better, brother. You need better, brother. Call out. You should have called out the champion. So give me my shot. I want Usman right now. Let me put hands on Usman. Give me Masvidal. If you want to call out anyone money fights, Masvidal. Give me Masvidal. I'll show you my worth. Anybody. I don't know why you would call it Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz ain't shit. I think Luque would run right through Nate Diaz right now. Luque has those tools. Is a tough dude. Has a good jiu-jitsu. Good stand-up. Better stand-up. I mean, Nate Diaz has lost a little bit of a step, so to speak. I think he didn't look good at all versus Jorge Masvidal. And I think Vicente Luque would put paws on him. As though I like to say, put hands and feet on him like Mr. Potato Head. Big problem. Vicente, oh, damn it. Vicente Luque just bit my lip. Vicente Luque is just, he's a beast, man. I like watching him. He's probably one of my new favorites at 170 pounds right now. Which is like weird. I know it's like a weird division right now. Because you got Usman who just beat up, Usman is supposed to fight Gilbert Burns. I was like Gilberto. Gilbert Burns. That didn't happen because of COVID-19. Don't know if that's going to be happening next. Just beat Masvidal. Masvidal wants a rematch. Tyron Woodley looks like he'll be facing Colby Covington. Don't know a whole lot of other people 170 pounds. I mean, you got that. Is it Kamayev? The dude? Kamasas Kabayev? The guy I was just talking about, dude. I'm so out of whack right now. The guy who just fought last week within 13 days, who won both of his fights, only took 2 punches, that guy. I mean, dude, just throw him in the fire right now. Give him Vicente Luque right now. I don't care, man. I smash anybody. That's what I used to say when I was younger. I was at the bars. I don't care, man. I'll smash anybody. But I wasn't talking about fighting. I was talking about the mommies. Joanna Calderwood versus Maya. I don't know what I was doing, but I missed this fight. I think I was like distracted with something else. I was drinking Saturday night, and there was just a little bit of taste, and I missed it. I think basketball was on. I can't remember what the hell I was doing. Maybe. Yeah, but Calderwood, man, you might be seeing Maya versus Shevchenko here pretty soon. The bullet, my old lady, Shevchenko. No one can beat her. Amanda Nunes barely could beat her by decisions. That'd be cool, man. I want her to come back and the bullet and want her to do a little dance. Maybe that fucking dance is we need. Her little, like, I don't know, folklore. I don't know what kind of dance it is, but it's like she just like comes out there and maybe she'll make this fucking coronavirus go away. Hopefully. Maybe she needs to dance. I did hear a funny quote. I'm gonna quote this guy. I can't remember the comedian, but he said, and I quote, "Coronavirus won't go away until we find its old tweets." Unquote. I thought that show was funny. If you guys didn't think that was funny, then you guys have problems. Go back to your boring ass lives. The main event though, Brunson versus Edmund Shabazian. First round is pretty good. First round is really, really good. Kind of back and forth. Shabazian was kind of weathering the storm, and then kind of throwing. I think he was a little bit too calm, a little too comfortable because the second round he ended up getting taken down, couldn't get up, and getting beat up. This fight, oddly though, was like a 3-round main event. I thought it was going to be 5 rounds, but it was just 3 rounds. I thought he was done after the second round. In that second round, towards the end of the second round, I think Brunson beat the shit out of him, had him rocked, and he went back to his corner. The fight ended up getting called like quickly in the third round. Brunson just showed, get this, his experience. Brunson showed his experience. I said he's been in there with top of the heap chain at 185 pounds, and just showed what he's capable of doing. A little bit more calm. Brunson likes to start off a little hot. Shabazian is still young, still a baby, 22 years old, has a lot to learn. I think he'll need to have to switch camps. That camp there with old Ronda Rousey's camp, I just don't think that's for him. Maybe Reign MMA. Maybe coming to Denver. Denver is a hotbed. A lot of fighters from Denver on the card again this weekend. I don't have those pulled up, those notes pulled up, but like still, there is a lot of upside to him. But he's probably gonna have to make a change. He wasn't ready for the wrestling. He just wasn't ready at all. I don't think he was ready for that fight. That, or he may have like an adrenaline dump or something like that. But he looks good. But there has to be some change for him to go to the next step. Which I've said this before. I've said this about Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury got rid of his old camp, goes to the Kronk gym, and just smokes Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder doesn't make any changes because if it's not broke, don't fix it. Just kind of the same thing with Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje loses to Dustin Poirier and loses to Eddie Alvarez. They start making these changes with this camp, and now look at him. He's an interim champion. Going to fight Khabib Nurmagomedov in September, I believe, October, something like that, September. But I don't think that camp is very successful. And I think they have to learn a whole lot more because they're very mainly boxing and judo, I believe there. They need to be a little bit more, especially Edmund Tarverdyan, I think is his name, Tarverdyan. He's just primarily a boxing coach. Does a lot of boxing, so. But obviously Jackson's is a good camp to go to, aka obviously another camp to go to. Elevation here in Denver. Very good camps to go to. Did I say AKA? Has it AKA and then American Top Team? Obviously another one. Top of the top there. A lot of, someone like him has a lot of upside and can learn and can do damage. The tools are there. Easy to be taking that next step. So we'll see. I don't want him to end up kind of like someone like Aaron Pico, who, I don't know what it was. I don't know what about it is. Aaron Pico is very inconsistent. Great tools. One of those hybrid mixed martial artists. National wrestler, state champion, I believe, but also was learning the whole game as a whole while he's doing all this. So, Shabazian, hopefully, I'm talking about Shabazian a whole lot. I'm not giving Brunson a lot of credit. But that's what I want to do. Like I said, we got to do better for the kids. Shabazian is a kid still. So, hopefully he gets the right direction. But shout out to Brunson. Did his thing. Came in there, blonde hair, looking like Cisco, overgrown Cisco, and then did what he's good at. Showed his high level, his experience, and got the job done. But yeah, that was it. There will be more fights coming up. Alexei Olenek versus Derek Brunson. My balls are hot, Derek Brunson. If you guys remember that. Pretty funny stuff. I don't remember who's in the card, so we'll talk about that later this week. But that's it, man. I just wanted to get, talk to you guys, bring a podcast out. I'm kind of put my 2 cents on what's going on right now. Hopefully, we have more answers. And, just moving forward about football and everything else, coronavirus, schooling, voting, stimulus check. I'm waiting for that stimmy check to come through. Who knows? So, yeah, but keep your eyes out. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Sports Plus Life, MRAKACO, Twitter and Instagram. Sports Plus Life on YouTube, twitch.tv/MRAKACO on Twitch. To holler at your boy, man. Let me know what you guys want me to talk about. Champions League, Europa League start here pretty soon. And, yeah, here we are. Sports Plus Life podcast episode number 59, a quick one. That's it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I will catch you guys